My topic was the nucleation of three different types of crystals in different types of temperatures. So basically, how crystals grew in different types of temperature of water.
Why did you pick that, or how did you come to pick it?
I picked it because crystals are cool, I guess. I don't know. I was just talking to Mr. Morrison, and he told me just to pick something that interested me, and I looked up some other previous topics, and they did things that weren't interesting at all, and I thought that would be painful, so I just looked at stuff that interested me, and it happened to be one of them that was pretty easy, that I could write a lot about.
Essay.
My topic was the microbial differences in the oral cavities of captive and free juvenile scalped hammerheads.
Okay, and how did you choose that?
I don't know. I really like sharks, and I've been investigating their behavioral patterns and that kind of thing for a couple years now. So just coming up with the idea, I can't really say how exactly I got to that point, but it started out as okay, here's what I know how to do, what am I interested in, how can I combine these interests that I have into a question that could potentially be beneficial to the science community and to my own experience in the field in the lab.
So what did you have to do as your actual experiment, and how did you prepare for it?
For my experiment, I started off with finding a mentor who could help me with it, because for IB and for science in general, you have to have certain paperwork done in order to work on vertebrate animals. So what I did is I worked with another researcher who was already catching hammerheads, who already had that paperwork done. So he caught them and I assisted, and I just had to take a swab from their mouth, and then I could keep them in the lab, and I would be violating any laws, and IB can't get upset at me. So make sure you have that on. I'd have to recommend it if you're into the sciences, because you should definitely take this opportunity. The difference is, I guess for like a history or a literature paper, it's more about, it's less analytical and more about how you interpret things. This is also interpretation, but it's a different kind. It's more like, I guess the closest other area would be a math experiment. It's a lot more, I don't want to say straightforward, because you still have to solve a lot of problems, but it's less deep and meaningful and more practical, and you can take it different places than you would a literature paper.
Okay.
And it's also a lot, it's different amount of time consuming. Like, you have to plan differently. You can't just sit down and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write X amount of words today. It's, alright, I have to set apart these days on my schedule when I'm not busy doing other things. I gotta meet with my mentors. I gotta arrange lab space and lab time to work with them, kind of thing. But yeah, it's fun. I like it.
What did you have to do to collect your research, or how is doing a science paper different from doing a different subject area?
I think a lot of what makes it different is that you really have to talk to other researchers, as well as going on online databases. Like Biological Abstracts is a really great one. If you have someone with UH membership, then you can get onto their database program. They have a lot of really great science ones that I used. Getting in touch with a researcher from an outside lab will be good if you want to do a complicated project, but IB is also, they like small projects too, so don't worry about that if you have to, but it definitely involves a lot of research if you want to do a really good project. I am talking days of sitting, looking through databases, looking for information related to your topic. It could take a really long time, and it could be really easy if you're taking something that people have already done. But if you want to do something new, it's going to be a lot more difficult, because there's not going to be anything done on the exact thing that you want to be experimenting on.